hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel. Esa here. So as promised, I'm gonna talk about like house life in HK, in Hong Kong, as general. Like yeah, so if you watch my last video, you know that how I end up here in Hong Kong. Then I said that I will do another video talking about like house life generally in Hong Kong. So if you can hear the drilling or the construction, please excuse. It's just in Hong Kong, that's one thing that I'm such like don't like is the construction is everywhere and like all the time. Sometimes even on the weekends, even at night. I have a like a neighbors that actually shout at those people who are actually like doing construction at night, like a couple of weeks ago, because they are like literally like knocking and drilling, and it was like 11 at night, right? So it doesn't make sense, but you know, it is what it is. And because the building is pretty close to each other, so it's kind of like if there are other buildings, even though the construction is on another building, you can still hear it. And it depends on your house installation. It depends how it's been done. Some of it is good, and some of it you can literally hear the neighbors walking outside. So that's just, yeah, not great, but it's manageable. It really depends. Especially because I don't live in the like 30,000 monthly rent place, so my place is quite, you know, it's quite reasonable, reasonable and affordable for me. So sometimes you just need to, you know, just take as what it is. So yeah, so onto today's video, I'm gonna like try to, how to say, divide it into few things that I can think of. One is money, like financially, how is it in Hong Kong, work-wise, just to touch a little bit on there. You'll have like more informations like on the previous video. Friends, how to get friends, I mean, at least how I got a friends, I guess. And what do I usually do like on the weekend and on the weekdays. This is just like from my experience, and you know, it might be different, depends on your personality as well. I am both introverted and extroverted, so some days I would just want to stay at home, do nothing, talk to no one. The other days I just want to meet people and talk to people and like, you know, socialize. So yeah, so let's get started with money. So money wise, on a daily basis, I paid for food, mostly food actually. What else do I pay for? I'm just like try to look like around my house what I'm paying for. But actually mostly it's food. I like to eat, and it's quite expensive if you eat out all the time. So I'm trying to balance it out by eating out and cook at home. If I'm home, usually I'm just cooking. I'm just too lazy to go out and buy. And because of I live in the central area, the food here, like when you eat out, is quite expensive. Instead of like maybe $30, not $30, that's too cheap. Instead of like $80 per meal, you might need to pay 120, 150 per meal. That's just, you know, that's just the average meal price here in Central. So usually if I don't have a friends who come over and want to eat out to socialize and stuff, I just eat at home, just buy from groceries is everywhere here. So you know, just cook at home, because then I only eat out whenever I want to socialize with people, eat with different friends, right? And I'm kind of person who can't have 10 people at a time. It's just too much, unless if I know them on the personal level. Usually I'll go out with one person at a time. That's just how I function, to socialize socially. And on a monthly basis, what I'm paying is my rent, my utilities, which is like and water and electricity. Sometimes it's included, but most of the time it's not. So for me it's not included, so that's what I'm paying. The utilities, the internet, sometimes it's included, sometimes it's not. For my case it's not, so I'm paying that. The phone bill, what else, the transportation bills if I go to the office. So as for now, I got to work at home like at least once a week. If I didn't go anywhere, do anything, I'll just work from home and walk to most of the places that I can. It's good for me to keep my step counts, because you at least need like 10,000 per day, right? So usually if I go to work by public transport, I try to walk back home, and then I can get easily 10,000. And for the transportation, it really depends. What do you take? For me, I have 3 options: train, bus, or tram. My favorite is tram. That's the cheapest. I didn't like train, especially if I go to the office, because train station is quite far from my place and it's quite far from my office, so I prefer to take a tram or bus. Bus is just nearby, and then it stops nearby to my office, so I don't really need to walk as much compared to if I take a train. Train is not only is a little bit more expensive, it's more expensive than a tram, and it's far. So yeah, sometimes, most of the time in the morning, I'm not in the mood to walk. I'll prefer to walk like after work. I can take my time. It'll take an hour for me to walk like from office to home, like enjoy the time that I'm walking around the harbor. I might like show you or bring you around for an hour journey, I guess, to walk from office to home in another video, and for you to see what am I seeing. And it's a nice place to live in, and a nice place to walk to. A lot of people run. I don't like to run, so I don't run, but I walk. So yeah, I took my time to walk from office to home, and then stopped at the groceries to buy some food. Always buy food. I have a lot of snacks and biscuits, dessert. That's just what I like to eat. And usually when I prepare food at home, I have a lot of veggies, because that's the easiest for me to prepare, rather than a curry and stuff. For that kind of food, I'll go to the restaurant. I don't like to spend more than half an hour. At most it's an hour in the kitchen, especially if I'm the one who's eating. It has to be fast and simple, usually just a lot of veggie, one type of carbs, like either pasta or rice, and protein. Usually my protein is like a chicken or a salmon. That's very easy. Usually I just put it in the oven, 15 minutes, done. And for my veggie, cut it out, all of it, cook together like a stir fry or something, and it's done. So that's kind of how I'm cooking. Pretty easy, pretty simple, and that's money wise. So that's what I'm paying. And for the rent is really varied. You can pay as little as 4,000 to as much as 100,000 monthly. Seriously, monthly. I may share some of the links that can show you how much is the rent here, because it depends where you stay, right? And the higher you are, the more expensive you are, because usually the higher you are, on the hill, you get better view, so you're paying for the view. As for me, at the moment, I don't have a good view. Okay, let me rephrase that. I don't have a great view, but I have a good view. For me, this is good enough. I have a lot of lights. I have a lot of windows. So for what I'm paying, this is reasonable and affordable. For my space, even though it's not as big, I can have people around. I can host like at least 5 people at my place. I have that space, not that big, but people can sit and have talk around. And yeah, of course, given the choice, I want to be in a bigger place, with a better view. If you can see the ocean and stuff, that's better. But with the convenience around me and my neighborhood, I really like here. And because this neighborhood is usually quite expensive, for what I'm paying is quite cheap. But if I compare to Malaysia, it's just no brainer. Malaysia is way cheaper. For the price that I'm paying here, I can get like the whole house with a backyard and a parking lot and stuff. But this is Hong Kong. This is what it is. And if you are nearby, the public transport is way more expensive. And if you have an elevator at your building, it'll be more expensive as well. So, for me, I live in Central. It's a workout building. It's on the 4th floor and it's unfurnished apartment. So that's why it's quite cheap. It's quite cheap for the place. So I'm happy here. So that's all that matters. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do like a house tour. I don't think so, because this is so small, and I don't want you to know where exactly that I'm living. And I don't want, it's kind of creepy, right, for you to know where I'm. If you see it on the background, that's different. But if I'm not gonna actually showing you exactly how it looks like. But yeah, so that's what I'm paying on a daily basis and on the monthly basis. So next, let's talk about work. What type of job? I guess I don't know what I mean. I already shared how I end up in Hong Kong, with more details on how you can find a job there and stuff. But on summary, Hong Kong has a lot of finance and IT job. It's more on the startup basis kind of job. They have a lot of startup business here as well. Big business, small business, a lot of services. And because Hong Kong is like a hub before this, a main hub for the flights, right? Like if you're going to Asia or you're going to US and stuff, you usually stop here in Hong Kong. So that's kind of thing. You can have international company, local company, and it depends on the culture. Culture can depends on the company on itself. My company is an international company. I'm surrounded by international people, and my company speak mainly in English. Of course, we have locals and stuff, but they are mainly in English. And we do have a lot of people from around the world working in my company. It's a IT marketing company, I'll say. Yeah, I am a QA that working under marketing department, so that's my job. If you are interested to work in that kind of scenarios, in that kind of environment, let me know. Maybe you can send your CV to me. I will refer you to my company or to other people who might be in the same industry as well. But yeah, just DM or email or whatsoever, then we can talk from there. Yeah, so that's work. For me, at least for my company, it's very work-life balance. So it's kind of you work 8 hours a day, and people don't bother you on the weekends. No. So you just do your work on the week hours, that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's what I like about my company. They didn't, we don't have OT, so you really have a time for you to do the thing that you like on the side, on your hobbies, or to enjoy time with your family, if you have one. So that's that on the work-wise. What else? Of course, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'm more than happy to answer it. Next one on friends. How you find friends. So previously I found friends from the apps. One is the Indonesian, another is couchsurfing, because people came, if you know couchsurfing apps, people come and stay at your couch, literally, like the travelers and stuff. That's how I find friends as well. Before this is like before pandemic, and you can actually find on Bumble. They have like a BFF mode that you can find friends on there. So that's how I find friends as well. But mostly is how to say, my colleagues become my friends. And because I've worked here for a couple of years, so I already have like a set of friends from the old company and my current company, who like colleagues who become friends. So we spend times like on the weekends, like, or even after work, with the board games or with the console games, food, of course, have a chat, that kind of stuff. And that's how you find friends. And of course, like, meeting friend of a friends, that's how you can get a friends. And the thing is, in Hong Kong, because we are so international, I'll say that we are quite international here. There's a lot of different people here. People are very willing to be friends with you. They are very open, so they are easily and readily to be friends with you. I'll say that people are very open. So if you just met the other person, you say, hey, hi, how are you, and stuff, and you can like have a talk and just like communicate, like talk about whatever, about movies, about tea, about coffee, about cats, about traveling, about what you like, what you dislike, like about a topic, any topics. There's someone will talk to you about something, literally. So you just need to go out there and just say hi, reach out. If they didn't say hi to you, don't worry, there's another person who I'm sure gonna reply your hi. So I think making friends here is not a big deal. You just need to make an effort, and be open-minded yourself as well. So as long as you're okay, I think other people will be okay too. And mostly people who like being an expat here, they are not living in their country, right? So means that they have been exposed to different type of races or different type of languages, cultural. So they are mostly an open-minded people. So you can be whoever you are, they will accept you. At least with me, you can be whoever you are, I'll accept you. So again, if you are in Hong Kong and you want to be friend, like, let's be friend. Let's be friend and talk about stuff over coffee or over food, or like food is my big thing. And people hike here, so I don't like a hike, but I like the view, so I'll hike for the view. So I'll compromise. that's my things. So that's how you make friends. Alright, so let's talk about the last thing. Let's talk about activities. So what do you do here in Hong Kong on the weekdays or on the weekends? So usually for me, on the weekdays, I work from 8 to 5, and then after that, either I meet friends for coffee, like for meal, like dinner, or I stay at home and do my study. I try to learn something every day, like either it's a language, either it's a skills, like how to edit the videos, how to edit photos, podcasting, or like just stay at home, literally do journaling, take my time to myself, because I have at times, right, after work, my every day is kind of like same but different, in a sense that I have to go to work 8 to 5 every day, but outside of it is quite different depending on what I'm doing with who. Either I go out with friends, stay on my own, work out, take a class, like a workout class or like art class. So you can do anything, you just need to like go out and actually doing it. You have time, at least I believe I have time, and I even have time to be lazy and do nothing, literally. So that's great. And that's on the weekdays. On the weekends, usually people here do either hiking or go out for coffee. They have so many cafes around, even like around me, like in this area. I kid you not, maybe like I have 10 of it, like 100, like 200 meters, like all directions I can have like easily 10. And you know, you just meet your friends here and have a talk, like literally just talk, just talk, you know, just communicate and connect it to the people, to talk about anything. And that's either you go on a coffee or you go on a meal like brunch, dinner, lunch, you know, with different people and stuff. You stay at home. I stay at home, that's why not you, me. Either I stay at home. I love waking up early in the morning and see the lights coming in, I guess, like coming into my place. That's like the best weekend that I spend usually. And just stay at home quietly, enjoy my coffee. I have a coffee machines. Finally bought a coffee machines. You know, I've been an adult and bought a coffee machines. And or you go a hike. What else? Sometimes I went to a friend's to play with cats, or even to play board games. I'm still new to the console game or board games. I don't grow up playing all those stuff. I just recently, as recent as like a year ago, started to play like board games and console games. Yeah, that kind of like the thing that we do here. You can literally do anything. I think it's pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's like the same everywhere, but here in Hong Kong, you sort of like have more opportunities, I guess. Like you can. There's so many classes. Any type of classes that you want to take is there. All you need is money. Some classes need money. Some classes you can do with your friends, and I think people here are very open to try new things and are very open to actually do something. And sometimes I need to say no to friends because I need time to myself, because as I said, I am like both introverted and extroverted and introverted. So there's a time that I need to say no to my friends, like, I'm sorry, I cannot join you, so I just want to be at home with myself. And I'm kind of person who have like different friends for different types of activities. Those who like to just have a coffee and talk, and I have a friend who loves to do like outdoors activities like every weekend. And it really, you know, it very varies. It depends on what you like, and I'm sure if you are here, you can find someone who you can spend time with, to do anything that you like. So yeah. So as summary, the life here is great. My salary is good enough that I have enough to save, enough to give to my parents, enough to pay my commitments, enough to to travel. Of course, we cannot travel at this moment, but you know, I'm saving so that once the borders open up everywhere, I'll go somewhere. But of course, I need to visit home first. Back to Malaysia to visit my moms, my dad, my family and stuff. So that's that. Food wise, you can get any type of food here. Is either good or not. That's really depends. But you can get any type of foods here. In terms of halal food, it depends on the area that you live in. From my area, like in Central, it's not as much. You can get it. I have a few like restaurants around me, maybe 4 that provide halal food, compared to if I live in Wan Chai or Causeway Bay, they have like tons more there. But it's fine, because if I bought groceries, I have like a halal meat and stuff, so it's not a big deal. That's onto the food. And here, of course, easy to make friends. There's a lot of opportunities. You can join any kind of activities. There's a blogs, or even like a Instagram that's sharing a lot of activities, any kind of activities, I guess, like from a clay to a high group to a exercise group. It's just anything. It's like in terms of being a Malaysian here, is okay. At some point, it's kind of annoying if people okay, the one thing that I sort of like not a big fan of, if people give like a different service, not different service, yeah, I mean like they act differently because I'm wearing a hijab, because then they will say that, oh, you are a helper, so you are from Indonesia and stuff, so we not gonna treat you the same, we gonna treat you differently. And I was like, yeah, even if I'm a helper also, you are not supposed to treat me differently, right? But it's even more annoying if, for me, I find it annoying if people mistakenly like mistook me for an Indonesian and say like I'm helper, like, do you need to? But you know, that's not a big deal, whatever. Yeah, so basically that's life here in Hong Kong. I might share more in the future. I have more videos actually that I need to edit, like the one that I went on the hike, the one I just like wandering around the city and do nothing, and maybe one day I'll do like a day with me like on the weekdays, a day with me on the weekends, and you know, I can't really bring you to the office and stuff, but I can show you like a before after and in betweens, like going to the office and then work, literally. So yeah, so that's that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and as per usual, I hope you find it, I hope you found it helpful and entertaining. And of course, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, on my blog, and on my podcast. Comment down below or DM me or email me if you have any questions, or is there any way that I can help you if you are coming here to Hong Kong, or we want to be friends, or you want to be my friends, right? Because why not? I don't know who are you, but let's be friends, right? You know, internet is such a wide and big place. It can be close and small place as well. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.